Well, hello, beautiful people. This is Grace on a Journey, and you are listening to Angelic Healing Express. Welcome to the newcomers, and to those of you returning, my fellow travelers. Welcome back. We are happy to have you. This is a place for mature, open-minded audiences in all seasons in life to grow spiritually with fellow travelers. Here, we love. We share. We learn. We grow. We laugh. We forgive. We improve. We self-care. And we let go and fly above the drama. I am divine. I am intuitive. I am expression. I am love. I am powerful. I am innovative. I am safe. Balance is the fruit of the universe. May our minds work together to find mutual understanding. May I see you truly and be seen in kind. May our words reveal more than they obscure. Most of all, may our minds, eyes, and tongues be guided by our hearts. In the language far older than words, I'm happy to be back. And I'm happy that you're back. God has been working on me in many ways, which have led to my life becoming more balanced. And I have gratitude for that because I am not simply content with connecting to you and serving you. My heart's desire is that I practice what I preach. So if I guide you to live a balanced lifestyle, I routinely go within and introspect what areas need fine-tuning in my day-to-day life so that I can manifest more of a balanced lifestyle. I'll repeat what I've shared before. Whether you are in the awareness of it or not, our lives have a theme. We're not here by accident, and we're not here just to explore. We are all here to fulfill some type of assignment. One in relation to self-development, the other in relation to giving back, paying it forward. And so as much as I am honored to have a position to give back, in order for me to have something of value to give back, I have to do the work. I have to work on self. I have been overworking myself in some areas. And so God had to teach me the flow of things in this season. That does not mean that life doesn't come in cycles, as I always share that with you as well. But because I'm guided, I am in the know as to what pace I need to be on in any season in my life. I have a very close connection to those that support me spiritually. And it's never a guessing game. What I need to know is made available to me. But as I surrender to the divine sense of direction, I am very much benefiting from it. A lot more has been brought to my attention. A lot more has been revealed to me in a manner that is brand new to me. In fact, I've had an understanding of many of these facets of awareness prior to now, but it is as if I'm seeing them for the first time from a different perspective. And that is filling my life up with joy, because I want more. I don't want to ever just be content in sharing what I've learned. My name is Grace on a Journey because my life is my journey. And because of God's grace, He's allowing me to grow at the pace that is beneficial to my soul's purpose. I am very much in gratitude that I have this connection with you. Because although many of you have learned from me, some have shared in testimony, But I have learned from many of you as well. And it's as it is a gift exchange. Memorable in any respect. I do pray for you. I do lift you up to God. I do ask God to pour serenity into the lives of those that have been brought to continuous challenge in recent seasons. I do call on healing to be brought into your lives. And I do ask God to awaken you to the different paths you can take to manifest healing, mind, body, and soul. And all dimensions. I can sum up everything that I want to share with you in these 3 words. Short, simple, and true. My soul loves you. I'm going to repeat that. Because I want you to grasp that. The family that God has brought to me, my tribe, my family of light, my soul loves you. You are never alone. There are those that connect with us every day, but don't connect with us. And then there are those that connect with us because they are on God's time. In all truth, you hear me today because I was called to speak to you today. This is how I live my life. Balance is necessary. Those of you who identify as light workers, be in the awareness that as much as the world needs you, your families need you, your children need you, your husband needs you, wife, parents, whatever the case, you're needed. So although the material world would like to put you into the illusion that if you do not abide by this systematic guidance that we impose on you, then you will not succeed. Those of you who are called to be on the field for God, be in the awareness that you don't follow that system. Okay? You don't abide by those rules and you don't follow that system. God leads, you follow. This has been one of the earliest lessons that my spiritual team has taught me. In order for you to succeed at your soul's purpose, you have to understand that change will be the only thing constant. Flexibility is the magic. When you are willing to surrender, not by my will, but by your will. When you're able to leave your ego behind, leave competition behind, leave the illusions behind, leave the lies that you tell others and the lies that you tell yourselves behind. The only goal is God. When the only goal is that connection to God, confirmation, you will notice that everything else just works out. That puzzle represented as your life will just begin to fit. Although you may not have the puzzle piece to fit in that corner of the puzzle, you are in the awareness that is coming. And before you can ask for it again, it arrives. Now, if any of you were looking for the best high, know that assurance in the delivery of God is the best high. Fret for what? Those of you called for this season are in the awareness that literature of all sorts carry value to some degree. But I read somewhere today that when information is gathered outwardly, there is always an opportunity for you to question. But when information is gathered inwardly by the God in you, when God lives in your heart, when you are in tune with the voice of God, that is assurance in its finest. There's no room for doubt. I didn't read it. I didn't hear it. I received it. My joy is the joy of the Lord. My joy is the journey that I am experiencing by the grace of God. In fact, I'd like to say a word of prayer, confirmation, for all of you listening. God, I'm asking you to revive what needs to be revived, to guide us in what areas that we need your guidance. To remind us what you did yesterday, what you're doing today, what you promised for tomorrow. I'm asking you to put us in the mindset of seeking your guidance every step of the way. To ponder upon, would God approve of this? Because if He approves of this, that means it is in alignment with my highest good. If he is leading this, then that is the direction. That is the right path for me. Put us in the spirit of gratitude where we can be thankful for everything you did yesterday, everything you're doing today, and everything you've promised. Let our first focus be you. Train us to be instrumental in our families so that we can lead by example, not by enforcing it into people's lives, but by living our lives in a manner where they can see the God in us. Due to your grace, due to your love, and due to your miraculous works. I thank you for every single life that has an opportunity to do what's right. Thank you for your patience. Thank you for nurturing us. Thank you for your heart of understanding. Thank you for the protection that you envelop us in. Thank you for the defense that you surrender and submerge us in. Confirmation. Thank you for assisting us in a manner to invite more of a balanced tone so we can concentrate on what truly matters. Because essentially, it's all your matter. The battle is not against the children of God. The battle is yours. Remind us to breathe, to sleep, to laugh, to play, to dance, to live. As that is the gift of life. I praise your name. I will continually lift you high. Confirmation. And I know in all my wins, you are my wings. Thank you for truth, peace, love, joy, and the gift of transformation. You are so great, God. And all of me loves all of you. In my name, I pray. I experienced several meditations since the last time I connected with you. And so whenever I am enlightened to something new, I'm always in the spirit of wanting to share it with you. And I think, okay, that's the next message. But then God enlightens me with something else, and then something else, and then something. I'm like, oh, all this nourishment for me, something else, something else. So it's a buffet of things. And what I like today is I take in that nourishment. And then I pause and I say, what about my family? It's time to share the buffet. Inspire me. In what direction? That you want to take me. And so when I receive what is of healing for me, I am restored. And am regenerated to share what can be of use to you as well. So most recently, I was guided to title this episode, Prepare to Receive. Prepare to receive. And that's because I am in a cycle of receiving. And I like the smile on my face. I welcome more smiles and more receiving in alignment with my highest good. But see, there are certain factors in relation to receiving. you must first agree that this is an appropriate time for you to receive. In order for you to take that step of agreement, the prerequisite is indulging in self-care. And although reading is self-care, singing is self-care, dancing is self-care, laughing is self-care, so is enjoying a hot bath. Enjoying a manicure, a pedicure. A hot oil treatment. Learn to incorporate spiritual intentions in all facets of self-care. Those of you doing it already know where I'm going with it. Those of you who have yet to do it, let me repeat it. Learn to use positive intentions when incorporating self-care into your schedules. Mind, body, and soul. For the sake of time, I'm going to advise you to go into meditation with that and ask for guidance that will come to you in form of details. Something I would also like to recommend is you go into meditation regarding what ways are you being guided to raise your vibration. What I want to bring to your attention is that we are all different. We all come from different walks of life. We've experienced different degrees of development and understanding. So as much as I would like to lend a helping hand to you, I understand that I am me and you are you. And it is time that we embrace our differences when it comes to receiving what's custom to you. If we are to prepare to receive, we have to get to know ourselves better to understand what plan would assist us in achieving such goals. Let me give you a hint. Balance is the fruit of the universe. So if you are in a season to receive, there is a call to remove clutter from your lives, mind, body, and soul. People, places, things, and energies. You are responsible to crack that code. What's in your way of getting there is the serenity of balance. If you're not experiencing the serenity of a balanced lifestyle, that is your hindrance. Balance does not mean your life is perfect. Balance means your life is at a pace that brings you alertness. You see what's working, you see what's not working. You begin to tweak things. You see what's improving. You see what's causing regression. The understanding that high vibrational manipulation in self-development is a tool. I know that one of the side effects of entertaining the couples I'm pausing so that I share this in a manner that I am in alignment with. Okay. I prefer to express myself and say that I understand the exposure to certain likes of people can bring moments of disturbance. And at most times leaves residual factors in your state of being. But I'm going to repeat myself in saying, we'd have to accept what's necessary to accept. The past has already occurred. The present is the ability to learn from what has already occurred. The future when you choose to win is making the best of it. It's a choice. We all have choices. I'm hearing that the door to your future is enforcing your boundaries. Your boundaries stemming from self-respect. And the reciprocation of love. And although I'd like to share more with you, I am going to follow the guidance I'm receiving and get into the spread. The first stack begins with a meditation. Choose to release that which would lower your vibration. What is associated to fear in your life? Come back to love. Stay true to yourself. And you shall inspire others positively. They will feel that energy around you. Protection and spiritual growth will work effectively for you. Let your yes be yes and let your no be no. Now, following this, there's an energy of lower vibrational populations that are in the belief that they are the wings, the wind between, they are, you see the fact that as I'm sharing this with you, there's hesitation, there is moments of pause. Because it's not being thought of or not being understood correctly. And it should be hesitated in mentioning. There are those that are in a lower vibrational energy that are in the false belief that they are the wind beneath your wings. And God is saying, I am the wind beneath your wings. Do not give gratitude to where it does not belong to, or to whom it is not belong to. Just earlier today, I read something Denzel Washington said. We teach people how to treat us. And so, if you give credit to those who have abused you in some manner, when you are not subjecting it to sarcasm, it is just manifesting more of that abuse into your reality. Do not share God's grace with no man. So just with their abuse, they believe that brought you to your elevation. Not your obedience to God, not due to your perseverance, not due to your endurance, not due to your intelligence, wisdom, guidance, but just their abuse. Again, do not share God's grace with man. Mortals. Storm. That's the next card. Storm. Trust in your intuition. It will align you to your highest good. When it comes to romance, when it comes to what's right and what's wrong, when it comes to emotional regulation, when it comes to the truth and nothing but the truth, when it comes to divine strength, peace, sensitivity, and purification. You're being advised to spend more time in nature, appreciate nature, show love to nature, learn about nature. As you devote that much of your awareness to it, you will receive a reciprocation of care by way of wisdom. Gifts from God. We angels bring you gifts from your Creator. Open your arms to receive. And I definitely see how that is connected to learning about nature, caring about nature, loving nature. Because when you plant your seeds in its season, you experience the harvest. Spirituality does not come with long-lasting, microwavable ingredients. The spiritual gifts in association to that microwavable pace are categorized as temporary. You see, as you take steps towards healing, it comes in stages. You will invite more healing into your life by beginning to experience a nutritional intake that leads to healing. There are foods that are healing. And the message is, although it is easier to continue certain lower vibrational curses rather than break those curses, we need to be open to learn what is beneficial from our ancestors rather than what is keeping our bloodlines as limited. What were the healthy foods that they ate? What were the teas that brought healing that they drank? How did they rest? What physical activities did they do? What music did they listen to? How did they pray? How did they keep their temperatures comfortable? How close were they to God? What were their values? What did they emphasize about an education? Begin to absorb confirmation, the beneficial aspects of your lineage, and step up the areas that would benefit from redirection. Study. What you cannot gain access to by way of word of mouth from a grandparent, from a great-grandparent, open a book. Take notes. Share them with your children. In fact, some of you are being called to write a book. And I know that your spirit teams approve because the next card is satisfaction, universal love, wish card. What I'm saying is confirmation. So if it was never brought to your attention before to write a book, then it doesn't resonate. But if you were called to do such, this is confirmation. If you were called to share your knowledge, to empower your future generations in a righteous step, this confirms that direction. You are the judge on what resonates and what you just let fly. There is an abundance of confirmation to those open to it. An abundance of communication to those open to it. An abundance of redirection to those open to it. Okay, you're being called to dance, and I will guide you to dance with the music that you are attracted to. Especially those that your grandparents, great-great-grandparents, great-great-great-grandparents listened to. Connect to, I'm hearing reconnect to your positive traditions, familial traditions. You will experience joy in your life that flows. And that's the direction that God wants you to go in, as it says, divine guidance. Change is being brought to your life experience because some of you are connecting the dots and are awakened to the madness it brings to try to control everything. I love this card because it says, you come to a sacred crossroad in your own evolution. All right? And that brings change. You've come to a sacred crossroad leading to your own evolution. Gratitude, confirmation. Gratitude to my spirit team who brought the gift of enlightenment. So I can birth this area of co-creation. Gratitude. I am very thankful. I am living my dreams out loud. I am smiling as I should. I am paying it forward by opening many more eyes to see that life is but a dream. Don't waste your dreams. I like how the next card is offerings, wealth. Balance is the fruit of the universe. So as you offer to your spirit teams, your angels, God, the ascended masters, your high vibrational ancestors, there is an exchange of wealth. You receive the downloads that help you with your map of life. And as you give gratitude, you attract more reasons to be grateful. Now, some of you do not fully understand, as that is my interpretation, do not fully understand the gratitude one should have towards giving an opportunity to learn a lesson in life. Because this card says, we're all mad here. So there are groups of you that are experiencing wow, that's a confirmation. Experience, wow. Yeah, I know some of you are mad, right? And that is because we are all on going at our own pace. There are groups of you that are mad. Wow. I'm gaining insight on who these individuals are. Some of them are siblings, right? Some of them are baby daddies. Some of them are aunts, cousins. Mistresses. Even ancestors. Uncles, evil, priestess. Who else is mad? Wow, I have someone's name. I have another person's name and another person's name. Interesting. Yeah, a lot of people are mad. And that's because life comes in cycles. There are times to be happy, and then there are times to be mad. And there are times that lessons are learned. It's always a choice. Wow, so as much as there are people mad, there are also those that are rejoicing. In this realm and other realms. There are those that are deep in their emotions because they were in their scorpionic energy and was not successful at their strategy, and so they're feeling crabby about it. And so there is someone that wants to change alliance, willing to start from the bottom with the desire to get to the top. Who's sending messages by way of music for reconciliation. One of the ways of co-creating the life that you've chosen, I repeat, is by reinforcing your boundaries. If it wasn't good for me, it will never be good for me. We don't have to complicate life. We just have to learn from life. So this card is telling me that there were those of you that were targeted as scapegoats, where people focused on you instead of their pain. Something about you made them angry with themselves. I could think of a couple of reasons why. There's a group that is experiencing the 9 of Swords. Experiencing tears and frustrations. And although that can also be associated with yes, that was a confirmation. Although that can be associated with letting go of emotions, I do know that some of them are not even close in that direction of letting go of emotions. True story. And the information I'm receiving is that one of the individuals that is experiencing a Nine of Swords is a shop owner. Let's get more detailed. Oh, okay. Yeah, I know exactly who that is. Yeah, there are a couple of people that are shop owners that are in the Nine of Swords. I wonder why. Life is amazing. That's what they say. You have all the answers. You just have to know how to get in tune with the answers. But you have all the answers. Now let's see why these shop owners are mad. Because they took place in the conception of destruction. Because they immerse themselves in it and recognize that although they did all their efforts, there is a season of completion. They took part in the conception via divination. Now being awakened to the fact that it's a cycle of completion, of their plan confirmation, their plan to transfer wealth, transfer treasure. So this is telling me not only wealth, but gifts. And now there are many tears, because of the past. Wow. So much has been revealed. Something else I want to find out. Let's see. Oh, I see who guided them in that direction. Ain't that something? Interesting. It's also being revealed that they were in the mindset that they were going to receive fortune, but instead they're being left with feeling as if they're going bananas. Okay. Let's see something here. So, some of you are already in the awareness that you have a star family, put it that way, right? And they are definitely in the mix of getting due justice for what you've endured. They assisted to expose the feminine energies that were in the end. That goal was to bring havoc. And due to the karma being received, these feminine energies are bitter, overly critical to what they cannot measure up to, and downright cruel. Okay. What else is going on here? Why? They wanted fortune. Oh, one of the shop owners especially, she wanted fortune. Because she had a streak of bad luck. Oh, and there's evidence for that. And it is a crime. Evidence of a crime. What else is going on? They're still in pursuit of being sneaky in the hopes of being able to get away with their desire to cause havoc. Okay. So now, where is this going? Many of them are facing a test posed by life due to their karma. And those of you that have evolved already passed the test. Those that were left behind were those that were focusing on you and not moving forward, which has caused them to experience feeling stuck. They are experiencing being whipped. And I heard by the universe, and then I heard by life. One of them is feeling that way because the entangled web led to an entanglement. For someone's heart. And the domino effect continued by causing a ship to be in troubled waters and is in deep havoc because the mission was confirmation. The mission was to get a key that was not obtained due to a female that is in jail. And so was looking for misery and company. There are many secrets. One being the house that this female was trying to burn down ended up being their house. And their bouquet of flowers that they would be decorating their house with is now in ashes. Wow. Let's see something. And that is due to infidelity on her part. I'm hearing especially, because there are two-way streets. I have a clue on what that one means. Perpetrator. What about this perpetrator? There's evidence. Perpetrator of evidence of who that perpetrator is. Now there is something something's going on with the sex organ. There's sickness. Ancestors in the mix. And he is surrounded. Yep, it has to do with the sacral chakra, and there is cleansing, efforts of cleansing to assist in healing. There are also efforts of being made to receive word from the spiritual world as how to cleanse themselves from this karma, and presently they are in a season of sleeping on the floor for spiritual reasons. All the chakras are unbalanced, imbalanced. There are a lot of people looking into this, and a lot of people that found evidence. A lot of crying. A lot of crying. Enlightenment. The crying is stemming from being enlightened to the fact that they were surrounded by liars. Yep, just that. Now, Let's see what else is going on. Separation. The lack of contact from those we love, cherish. It indicates divorces, forced migration, neglect. See, this is a generational curse because some of your ancestors experienced some form of separation that is still influencing you on a subconscious level. The impacts of this could be codependency or avoidant behaviors. See, some of you have issues with separation, like healthy separation, where you can be civil, not best friends, but civil, not hating on each other, not wishing death wishes, and moving on with your lives, because it's a generational curse. And this life you were called to break that curse and express yourself in a with a healthy behavior. Okay? Now there is a guide that has been trying to express that. Okay? And there is also an uncle in the individual's life that is basically bringing up the awareness that it's time to let bygones be bygones. But some people are having a harder time with letting it go, with moving on. And that person in particular that's having a hard time to let it go was an oppressor and feels that he's being called to stay in that energy of oppression, of controlling and manipulating by all means, including his mistresses, right? They are both in two minds because they see that the oppressor is in the belief that he has love for those that he oppressed. Confirmation. But they are in two minds because they want to bring confusion, but then they want to bring healing. That's why they're in two minds, because they feel they will gain in interest if the oppressor is connected to those he was oppressing. So it's not because they are in favor of those that were being oppressed. It's because of what they can gain from the connection of the oppressor and those that are being oppressed. That's why they are in two minds, and they are being led by a serpent energy. They are doing overtime and overtime when it comes to magic, dark magic, I'm hearing, in hopes to manipulate the situation. Now, the next card coming up is the law, right? Now, what's going on with that? Okay, someone that needs legal attention. Oh, wow. I know exactly who these two are. Okay, now. Ain't that something? Even their acquaintances. Wow. I don't even have words. God knows. I'm just going to say God knows. Let's see what's going on a little deeper. Okay, so one of these people that are in anxiety and are experiencing anxiety is because there's a mountain he believes he has to climb, but has no way of climbing it. One of them is in spiritual jail, because there's brick and mortar, there's spiritual. One of them is blocked in all sense of the word, because she was a gold digger. And there's someone in particular that is still in a very secretive energy. Wow. See this right here? You're going to have to find out. Some information, you need to pray about it and ask God to reveal it to you. I'm just sharing what I'm being asked to share. Yeah. Part of this case has to do with poison. Lust. Okay. hidden identity. I'll just say that for peace. And someone is sour. Someone feels sour about what they tried to make someone else feel endure. And they're experiencing a back to sender, and they're feeling sour about it, when it has to do with their karma. All these lessons being learned has to do with self-development and what they believed was perfectionism. But rather than perfectionism, it was vanity. That would be the point of correction. There's a difference from perfectionism and vanity. And they were misguided into believing that this would be the appropriate protocol. And I'm being reminded of what I shared earlier, which is when information comes from outwardly sources, it can always be questioned. But when it comes from inwardly, the God in you, your connection to God, it comes with assurance. Now, the bit of information that's coming up now is all relationships are assignments. You are finding your friends and your tribe, and even understanding soulmate relationships at this time. Whether it was a positive encounter or a karmic encounter. If it was positive, you hold tight. If it was negative, then you know that that's not what you want. I don't know why there's a singer there's a rapper being brought to my attention. I prefer not to share his name. But I'm sure there's a reason why he's being brought to my attention. Little Uzi. I don't know why. Something about Little Uzi. Alright? Whoever that's meant for will understand the connection. In fact, I may learn as I gain more information. There was a mother that was an unknown enemy. And there was a guardian angel that was trying to bring it to the attention of those that were being fooled. Just before that, I mentioned learning more about relationships. So relationships, as we all know, are not just romantic, could be familial as well. Okay, so the guardian angel was in a protective energy, came with love, and had a foresight of a mountain that was to climb. Okay. Domestic. Night. It's interesting how I shared earlier that there was an issue with identity. Someone believes that he's an emperor, but he's a knight. He's experiencing domestic issues presently. He wants someone to shut up, and I'm hearing more than one person to shut up. Valid reasons, I'm hearing. I bet. He has a responsibility towards honesty and integrity that is not being upheld, and that is why boundaries were enforced. Growth is being recognized in who he tried to oppress, and also there is an energy of dissipating interest, unrequited interest. Someone has moved on and has successfully learned the lessons that were on schedule. I'm hearing always be in gratitude, whether you're learning the lesson, whether you have learned the lesson, whether you're going to learn the lesson. Always be in gratitude. There is always a backstory, and there is always a reason. Self-development, perfectionism, and misdirected activity Ancestors. Okay now. Something to do with ancestors. And I find that very refreshing. Those of you who are in doubt or who want to know who is helping you from the spiritual world, I'll just say, when there's a will, there's a way. Because you are undeniably being guided. And that's favor. God's favor. Okay, so someone is experiencing a victim mentality because of your support from the spiritual realm. They don't think it's fair. They don't take it fair because they've experienced a back to sender. They are experiencing a back to sender, which has led them to be seeking help for healing. So they sent something to you that was returned back to them, and now they're seeking healing. They're experiencing negative thoughts. Some very disturbing. They are not in a frame of mind that they can interact with you. And some of you have already received the message that these individuals will never be reconnecting with you because that mountain is too hard to climb. The mountain of healing. Because it begins with the desire to. It begins with you being truthful to yourself. And they are just too far away from that first step of being true to themselves. Heard that confirmation. In fact, they're fishing for new ideas to cut you away from your God-given prosperity. All right. Yeah, there's evidence of rope. There's evidence that they want to tie themselves to your energy. There's evidence that they had you binded through hardship and confusion and weighted down and financial constraints and so forth and so forth. There's evidence. And someone is being blackmailed because there are feminine energies that will do anything at any length to protect their secrets. Okay. Now, many of you are experiencing being nurtured, and that's because the divine feminine energy is in support of you and wants you to manifest healing. And that is directed to some of you light workers who are multifaceted and are assisting in the manner of activism as well as loving and showing the light and guiding and mothering, teaching, having access to special intelligence. All right. I'm hearing balance is the fruit of the universe, and so that's one of the reasons we're being called to balance. Now, those that want to steal from you are mad because they don't have the instincts to be able to interpret the messages that you're receiving. So whether or not they place themselves in a position to be close enough to you to gain access to areas that you have blocked them out of, they still can't interpret the message that they receive. Yes, they want to see. They want to see what's going on. But they can't see. So, not only do they want to see, they want to increase in their ability of creativity. They also want to gain access to illumination and an energy of freedom. And I'm hearing the ironic part of this is they want to experience freedom when they wanted to oppress you. Some of you were being claimed by covens that you didn't even know existed. You never signed up to it. You don't even know them. You don't know nothing about them. And that's virtually illegal. But now they want freedom. They received, but they don't want to pay. They want you to pay for what they receive. It doesn't work like that. So now there is a knight that wants to bring you your flowers, but he's for the opposing team, regardless of his stance. I'm hearing a deal is a deal is a deal. Once You sign up to another contract. Any karmic contracts that you had prior to that is null and void. And although some of you were not aware of it, some of you were released from contracts that you never even knew you had. And that's where the gift of God came in. Because it realigned you with what you were called to do. And the gifts that you were destined to receive. I'm hearing prepare to receive. What's yours is yours and can never be taken away from you. True story, real time. Continue calling in peace, calmness, love into your lives. When you focus on love, you focus on God. The small stuff don't matter. God is the only energy that matters. So know that you're protected. But I want to make that clear. You're protected because you are in the energy of healing. If you were to not understand what you are to be prioritizing and reconnecting with things that can take you off your path, people, places, things, energies, that will not be in your best interest. I'll just say that. But as you accept what happened has happened, and as you live in the present of knowing that it has helped you to learn this lesson, you gain wisdom. That's the answer to the test. Wisdom. All right? And efforts in making to purify yourself as frequent as possible. Efforts of participating in healthy self-expression. Okay? Not toxic self-expression, but healthy self-expression. So, if it doesn't make sense, I don't have the time. Listen and read between that. Those of you with ears will hear. Okay. Okay, some of you were categorized as odd due to your values, due to your self-respect. And so there were efforts being made to take you down. Because you were not open to living alternative lifestyles. So you endured prejudices in relation to your free will. I've heard many people make this comment on social media, which is, as we delve into self-introspection, when it comes to discrimination and so forth, there needs to be balance. As you call respect to yours, as you call, but I said recall. So if you've been calling this for a long time, your rights. You've stood up already for your rights to be able to choose what's best for you. Respect someone else's views. Treat people the way you want to be treated. If you want people to respect your lifestyle, you need to respect theirs. You have no right to enforce, indoctrinate, or falsely accuse others in falsehood. Sexual abuse in whatever dimension shall not be tolerated. And that is why karma is being handed out. Because some people feel, well, if I don't rape somebody in the 3D, I can do that in the 5D. Failing to recognize that there are brick and mortar courts, and they are also spiritual courts. Now, those spiritual courts could be the end of you, literally. The brick and mortar, a couple of years, maybe. But those who know, know. Spiritual court is the best court. No reason to overwhelm yourself when you've endured any type of injustice. Just keep your hands clean. Be heard and watch it get done. So if some of you wonder why the lives of those that you've seen transform before your eyes, due to them rooting into a spiritual lifestyle, has brought so much peace into their life, it's because they say it, and so it is. There's celebrities I know, actors, actresses, singers, that I've known in previous stages in their life, prior to being rooted on a spiritual path, where they were having more issues in relation to emotional regulation. But since diving into a spiritual path, that are the most peace-loving people you can meet, that will leave an impression on anyone that cross paths with them for the rest of their life. And that is because God is real in their life. Now, until you understand that is a gift of grace, that is the obstacle from you experiencing grace. Speak up. All right? This is guiding me to tell you to speak up regarding what favor God has bestowed on your life. Okay. So some new information has just been released to me in regards to the evil mastermind participants. Okay. Am I seeing what I'm... Oh, we're going to have to meditate on that. You're definitely going to have to... Okay, the goal of the evil masterminds was to... Okay, there's a lot of gossip going on. There's a lot of people that are speaking up about what happened, and it begins with you. If you don't share your story will not be heard. But in different stages, you'll experience different ways of delivery. Yeah, the word's out. And a lot has to do with the involvement of your ancestors. I could see things clearly now. Everything has been confirmed. Wow. Yeah. Someone I'm hearing many are deep in their fields. Again, they're sending messages to you by way of music. Someone is doing water magic. Yeah, and the discussions that are being had are involving the past. Because although there were many in these illicit groups that were enforcing illusions, the truth of the matter is what they interpreted as the past. Because had they really understood the past, they would understand how to plan, as their plans were unsuccessful. Their interpretation of what was is not what is. As I've shared earlier, the only constant on your journey, fulfilling your soul's purpose, is change. So once there's a disconnect due to jealousy or resentment or efforts of breaking someone down emotionally and so forth, that separation is freedom. I'm hearing man's rejection is God's protection. Be thankful. Be thankful. I will say it again. Be thankful. Confirmation in all the seasons in life. Even what you don't understand this second, you will understand later. And it will all make sense. Alright? Learn to appreciate development in a positive light. Learn to encourage others that are taking positive steps towards development, and also how to constructively encourage each other, not by criticizing, but by constructively encouraging. Not by shading. Oh, it's about time you changed. That's throwing shade. But if I see someone take a step in a positive direction and I am being called, sometimes you're not being called. Because sometimes they're faking it. And those of you with the gift of discernment know what I mean. Those with ears will hear. And so, we don't encourage trickster energies. Alright? That's not what we're called to do. I'd like to stop here because I want to share some messages I received prior to reading the spread. First of all, I had a very interesting experience outdoors recently where I received a lot of messages, and it was in relation to anger, right? Madness. There are many that try to cross you that are very mad. I heard some of the conversations that were being had, and it's serious. It's a danger to their health. Yeah, they're very, I mean, like outbursts, explosions. Curse after curse. All right. Other than that, there are those that are revolting against the ringleaders of the dramas that were strategically planned. They are being visited. Well, they are being haunted, right? And that's all I'm being asked to share at the moment. So that is what I have for you. What I'd like to share with you now is something that I enjoy reading to you. I am a soul. I am not this face, these features. I am not made up of matter. This body is not me, but my instrument. I am a spiritual being. I have the form of light. This form thinks, feels, and decides. I concentrate on this one thought. I am peaceful. I am loving. I am a happy being. I experience deep, powerful peace. I am in total peace. Fellow travelers, let us continue to raise the vibration and spread the pioneering movement with open-minded loved ones. Together, we will expand our territory to progress, not perfection. One choice at a time. for connecting on a positive note. I could be contacted at GraceOnAJourney@gmail.com for love offerings. I can be contacted at $Miss MS Grace on a Journey. I am at peace when my heart and mind are on God. I quietly tune in to the wisdom of God and receive divine direction. I am grateful for the energy and strength of my healthy body. God's unlimited good flows to me and through me. World peace. As we express the peace of God, our world is transformed. Love and brighter days to come. Live by grace.